My name is Dean Curran. I'm a second-year Teach for America Corps member and fifth-grade teacher at Na'alehu Elementary School, the southernmost school in the United States. And in this talk, I'm going to share one of my big takeaways from this experience. The importance of using behavioral data to invest students in transformational academic and personal growth. Now, as educators, we're usually getting pretty great at collecting and using academic data. We use student test scores and exit tickets to drive our instruction, put students in groups, as well as to invest students and families in rigorous academic goals. But I've noticed that the meaningful use of behavioral data is less widespread. Why is this the case? Looking at my own experience, I can see it's understandable. I know that when I first started my journey as a new educator just 2 years ago, I was thrilled to have a chance to invest students in big academic goals and partner with them to track their progress along the way. At that time, I naively believed that 80% of good teaching was developing engaging, objective-based lessons and mastering academic content. Then, at the Phoenix Institute, I met Eddie, the sixth grader who thought he was a cat. Now, Eddie was a great kid, but he would also purr and meow and preen his whiskers in the middle of class, distracting himself as well as others from mastering our daily math objectives. From this experience, I learned really fast that 80% of good teaching, at least on the elementary level, is not the actual delivery of academic content, but it is the managing and motivating of a classroom full of children with diverse needs. I learned that strong management, coupled with relationship building, would have to be the foundation of my classroom practice if I was to lead students towards academic and personal growth. Like most teachers, I already had a classroom management plan with clear expectations, consequences, rewards. I consistently use positive behavioral narration and other widely adopted strategies. This worked for the vast majority of my students, but not always for kiddos like Eddie or Janesha or Matthew, students with special behavioral needs who've struggled with behavior since preschool, couldn't control their emotions, students whose actions contributed to them falling behind grade levels. I wondered how much of the achievement gap could be attributed, at least partially, to students being held to a lower standard of personal conduct. It wasn't until I began collecting and sharing student behavioral data and had students take ownership of this feedback that I saw drastic changes in my students. I started using Class Dojo. This is an app. It provides students with their own individual avatar, like a video game. Then, from my iPad or my smartphone, I was able to award points for observable behaviors, like being on task, as well as habits of mind, like persistence. Similarly, I could subtract points for misbehavior, like talking out of turn. I tied this points economy to my rewards and consequences system. With a certain number of points, students can earn 10 minutes of free time on Friday, for example. Students can also view their individual reports, including their ratio, positive to negative points. I also tied this to our class rewards. 95 positive behavior points, for example, and the class can earn a party and even see my embarrassing 8th grade school picture. Soon enough, my toughest students were asking me multiple times a day, Mr. C, what's my average? Have I lost points? I need to know. These forms of feedback were transparent and straightforward, and thus seen as fair. By sharing their individual behavioral ratings in the same way that we share test scores, students became motivated to exhibit habits of mind and saw the connection between these positive actions and academic achievement. And it didn't just help students with chronic behavioral problems. My most focused and well-behaved students benefited as well. They were inspired to raise their levels of personal conduct to a higher bar, exhibiting complicated habits of mind, like striving for accuracy or wisdom. But this system only worked inside my classroom. I still had students with strong behavioral needs acting out on the lunchroom or during specials like art. So, to expand my locus of control to these less structured spaces, I created a class behavior report for specials teachers and lunch supervisors to complete daily. Here, they rate the students on a scale from 1 to 5 on all of our class rules. Be safe, be respectful, and be responsible. In my class, I routinely share these reports with students as a whole group, investing them in positive choices across campus. In addition to collecting and sharing behavioral data that's tied to expectations and consequences, I use research-based strategies to boost emotional engagement. Through my master's work with Johns Hopkins, I learned about the brain-targeted teaching model. In it, Marielle Hardnett suggests using an emotional temperature form to gauge my students' feelings at the beginning and the end of the day. On it, they circle a face, smiley face, frowny face, that best shows their feelings and explain why it is they feel that way. I cannot tell you how many potential problems that I've been able to nip in the bud with this simple strategy. A student who got in an argument at home or got picked on at the bus stop. I was able to stop the student from acting out before they even started by pulling them aside and having a conversation about how we can check ourselves and still have a great day. But I didn't stop there. I was able to use all this behavioral data to revolutionize my classroom and maximize instructional time and focus in on even my most difficult students. I want to leave you with one idea, that as educators, we are privileged and honored to work with all children because, call me naive, but on a very basic fundamental level, every child wants to do good. And by giving them honest feedback, we can change their life path for the better by empowering them to do just that. Thank you. Again, my name is Dean Curran, and I want to thank you for watching this VoiceThread. And keep on teaching for America. Thank you.